but let's move on to emails. And this is something where I don't know about you. Do you use many idioms in your emails?
So I do, but this is going back to the question at the beginning, how often should you use them? And
Mm,
if you have the slightest doubt that the other person might not understand it,
yeah,
don't use them because that is only going to make the whole conversation more confusing.
right.
But if you know the other person has a very good level of English, they know a lot of idioms and it's safe, then yeah, I tend to use them.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what we talk about, situational, like you just said. And you know, at Talaera, we're all about clear and efficient and effective email writing, which you can check out one of Paula's other webinars on. But yeah, when you get to that level where you can start to incorporate idioms, which is fun, you can definitely make it happen. So, what is our activity here with idioms for emails? What are we doing here?
Okay, so we're quickly telling everyone what these idioms are, and people have to memorize them because we have written an actual email that includes them all. But you have to remember because there are some things that you will have to replace. So we have
Mm,
to touch base, and here we have this baseball base where they're touching base and then running, and that is to briefly contact, and then that's it. You go.
mhm.
That's the first one.
In a nutshell, right? So if you say, yeah, something in a nutshell is just like the basic, very short version of something, right? And so here we have actual nutshell, right? So yeah, very short, different, like down to the basic point.
This one is funny,
Um,
right? Like, why would you say nutshell? I always imagine, okay, how many words fit in a nutshell? Not many. So it means
yeah. Just like the smallest amount of words that could fit. Up in the air, something's up in the air. What does it mean? Yeah, you really don't know, right? We're up in the air on this disagreement. We're not on the same page. It's unresolved. We're not sure.
mhm.
Um, Number four, we have a book here, kind of showing pages of a book. To be on the same page means what exactly?
It means we agree. We are in agreement. We understand each other, and we're like, okay, see, I understand. That's right. I agree. We're on the same page.
Yeah, and I think this is always a good one to use, especially if it's after some kind of conflict or miscommunication or something like that. At the end of that, you can say, "Are we on the same page?" Or so we're on the same page with this, and yeah, that's where we're all in the same spot. Um, it's a long shot, yeah. So I love that you used it in golf, right? So if you know about golf, if you hit just a hole in one, which is like the first hit, and it goes all the way into the hole, that's pretty unlikely, right? That's a long shot.
Pretty
Um,
hard to happen,
yeah,
especially if I'm the one doing
yeah.
it.
uh, Number six, tell us about this one, the nuts and bolts. I think this is a really interesting one. This is a good one.
I think you've used this one quite a few times, if I remember correctly.
Possibly. I mean, I hope that I can, get down to the nuts and bolts as much as possible, right? And
Mhm.
discuss the nuts and bolts, which are the basic practical details, right? You can't really make a big project happen without discussing the nuts and bolts, the practical things, the logistics, the basic requirements.
And those are the
Um,
nuts and bolts. I think that's quite advanced vocabulary. I don't know if many people know it, but I think the nuts are those ones, and then the bolts are the ones that are
yeah,
like this, the longer ones. So
right.
yeah.
We don't really touch on a lot of like home improvement vocabulary, but we'll start doing that more when it comes to idioms. Um, to drop me a line, you've used this one a few times, and when would you use this?
Drop me a line. I usually use it when I'm sending a quick email and then I tell them, well, if you need something, drop me a line. It means send
Yeah.
me a quick message. It's just sometimes literally a line of
Hmm.
text
Hmm.
of text,
Yeah.
and it's just like drop me a line. And then the last one I use quite a lot as well. Keep you in the loop, or keep me in the loop, or stay in the loop. It's all about being informed and keeping people informed. A loop can be many things. I added the roller coaster loop
Mhm.
just for visual.
Yeah.
Um,
But this is also one, yeah, I want to keep you in the loop on this, so I'm telling you this. But we also use it when we're CCing someone in an email and say, "Hey, I'm looping in this person and I'm CCing this person." We use that all the time to kind of bring a person into an email thread. So you can do that all the. You can definitely use that.
Very good
Um,
point. Okay,
okay,
we're
so
ready for the little activity. So
yes.
this is an email that has some of the images. And I would let you quickly read this email and try to think of that idiom that should go there. For example, I will do the first one. Hi, Anna. I just wanted to, instead of briefly contact, it should be, I just wanted to touch base. That's the meaning
Mhm.
of it. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
While you think about it, I would like you all to think about this. We just received one question that says, "What does last but not least mean?" Simon, what does that mean?
Mm,
Last but not least.
yeah. So this question just written, I guess no, that wouldn't make sense to say last but not least. Ooh, if you are you're in a group of people and you're recognizing people for all the great work they've done in your team, right? And you want to go through and talk about each person in the team, and you start with this person and then you go all the way down the line talking about how each person has helped. When you get to the last person, instead of saying, and then we have Anna who has done great work, that's been awesome, you could say, and last but not least, which means this is the last one I'm mentioning, but it's not because they're the least quality or the least important. They are maybe the last one that I'm mentioning, but not the least one. And that's where you can use it in that respect. So yeah, the last thing I'm mentioning, but not the least important, if that makes sense.
Yeah, someone also put it very nicely. Last but equally important. That's quite
Oh, I
great.
love that. I love that. Wow, they just concised everything I just spent, a minute speaking about into one. Wow, they're coming on, whoever that is coming on the webinar next.
Next host.
Um,
Yeah.
Great. So let's go through these answers. Let's see what we got.
Yeah. So the first one was to touch base. And then we're still working on the final product. And in short, what was that one?
Yeah, so I got the nutshell. So in a nutshell, right?
Hmm.
We've added lots of new features, but there are a few things hmm, still unresolved.
Up in the air.
Uh-huh. Up in the air. Good, good. Okay. It would be great to catch up and make sure we're in agreement. And then we have the
Ooh,
pages.
that's the one. Yes, we should have. It means we're on the same page.
Good, good, good. I know it's unlikely. We have the golf shot. I know it's a
It's a long shot
right
because you're
because
super busy. But can we set up a quick call this week to tell you all the basic
nuts.
practical details?
Yeah, nuts and bolts. All the nuts and bolts.
Oh, great.
Good.
Please send me a quick message
Or yeah, drop me a line.
if you have time this week. Otherwise, I'll keep you informed.
Yeah, with the loop. So I'll loop you in
Hmm.
with further advancements. Awesome.
All right,
There you
we have
go.
it.
Great. So idioms for
Woo.
emails.